What up, I love old school music fam? Today we've got a really interesting story about the late, great Teena Marie and her relationship with her ex, the legendary Rick James. But before we dive into it, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and tap that notification bell so you never miss out on our future scoop about old school legends. Now, let's get into it. Teena Marie performed in her concert shortly before she sadly passed away. And the story she told about how she ended up raising the child of her mega superstar ex, Rick James, are actually pretty funny. The way Teena told the story will have you cracking up, even though she was revealing a serious situation that's definitely news to most of us. Rick James had 3 children, but it was Teena who actually raised his middle child, who is not her biological child, Rick James Jr., or Lil Rick, as Teena lovingly referred to him as. And as if that wasn't enough to make us all say what? The way Teena ended up being Rick Jr.'s mother is even more surprising. So when she spoke about how many children she has, she revealed, "I have a daughter who sings. She's really awesome. She's with me every night performing, and she goes by the name of Rose LaBouffe," Teena said about her only biological child. She then explained how she had taken on a parental role for several others throughout the years, including Rick James's son. "I have also helped to raise many children. I have 4 other daughters that call me mom," Teena explained before continuing with this. "I raised Rick's son, little Ricky, and, Rick was a funny cat. He couldn't find his kids," she said, laughing and shaking her head at the same time, before she jokingly said Rick James' now infamous line, "Cocaine is a hell of a drug." Teena then further explained how she ended up raising the cold-blooded singer's son, Little Rick, stating, "So his sister and we went looking for Ty and Lil Rick, and we found Lil Rick when he was about 8 and his sister Ty was 11. And Rick Sr. looked at me and Penny and he said, I can't take both of them." And I was like, "Huh?" I was like, "I just met these kids. What are you talking about?" Teena confessed. She said Rick then reasoned with her saying, "Listen, I can't take both of them, T. You gotta take one." I was like, "What do you mean I gotta take one?" Teena jokingly confessed. He said, "I'll take the girl." I was like, "I'll take the boy," Teena told him. Now that's a wild way to end up raising someone else's kid, ain't it? But Teena and Rick made it work. Teena later admitted that Rick James was the inspiration behind her hit song, Casanova Brown. That's real love when a woman's out here writing songs about her ex-boyfriend and then raising his child on top of that. Wow. You can actually watch Teena Marie talk about raising Rick's son in this interview right here.
By the name of Rose LaBouffe. I have also helped to raise many children. I have 4 other daughters that call me mom. And I raised Rick's son, little Ricky. And Rick was a funny cat. He couldn't find his kids. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. So, my sister and we went looking for Ty and Lil Rick. And we found Lil Rick when he was about 8. And his sister Ty was 11. And Rick looked at me and Penny and he said, I can't take both of them. And I was like, huh? I was like, I just met these kids. What are you talking about? He was like, I can't take both of them, Tina. You gotta take one. I was like, what do you mean? I gotta take one. He said, I'll take the girl. I was like, I'll take the boy.
Yeah, the second question is, what was your inspiration behind Casanova?
Rick James. I wrote that for Rick. It was, he tells a lot of people that I wrote a whole lot of songs about him, and it's not true. But I actually did write Casanova Brown for him. He tells people that I wrote Portuguese love about him. And it's not true. I wrote it for a Cape Verdean gentleman that I was dating, and I'm Portuguese. So Rick used to tell this story, and he said, yeah, well, you know, we first got together in Pittsburgh. He said, well, Pittsburgh love, you know, it didn't sound that good.
I remember that.
So as y'all can clearly see, Teena and Rick were deeply connected for decades. It was no secret that Rick was a Casanova Brown who loved the ladies even while he was in a relationship with Teena. And it takes a special kind of woman to handle a wild dude like Rick. Teena clearly loved Rick to the core even after their romantic relationship ended. And it's pretty clear that Rick felt the same way about her. Their story reminds me of something a wise man once said. If a woman unconditionally loves your kids as if they were her own, that's the woman to keep. Now, I'm not sure if Rick ever heard those words of wisdom, but unfortunately, he didn't keep Teena, or maybe she dumped him. We don't know. But in his heart, he definitely kept her close for not only loving him, but also for loving his son, Rick Jr. as well. So, rest in peace to both Rick James and Teena Marie, two legends in music and life. Thanks for watching, y'all. And don't forget to like, comment, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. I love old school music, old school news with a new point of view.